Yeah, right. All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Fans Union for the fans by the fans. Another Wednesday night NFL, another twosome with the good brother Logan and I. What's going on, my dog?
Nothing much, just a little Kobe and Pau Gasol in their prime. I would say Shaq and Kobe, but I'm just not quite as good as Shaq. Not as good as Pau, but I gotta throw some combo out there. But
Yeah,
obviously,
no,
my man
I'm
Kobe's
the
the
Kobe
lead
that's
guy.
like evolved his game, is way more of a team player and less of a narcissist, kind of. Um,
Yeah.
more built to win for sure. Which,
Well, what I need out of you is final game, Kobe. I need 60 from you because need you to carry.
okay, well, I'm going to do it on better than 22 of 50. I can do that.
Hey, that's
Um,
44%.
You know what? That's how I've always felt about that, but that's
Same.
neither here nor there. But shout out to the NBA being back. It's a great time. We got
Amen.
all the major sports back, World
Yeah.
Series time,
Yep.
NFL's, the heat of the NFL and college, NBA starting up, hockey's starting up. I mean, it's just sports everywhere. It's
Best
it's
time of the year. We're
dude, it makes
living
me
in
want
it
to cry.
right now.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna do kind of similar to what we did last week. Kind of go through each game, um, kind of real quick hits on some of them. Had a lot of really surprising games. Had a lot of really surprisingly bad games. And got the Falcons obviously did not have a super good night, so we'll definitely talk about that. But yeah, I guess we'll get into it by starting off mentioning that Logan and I, we both picked for the Thursday night game last week between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals, and our line did hit. So if you guys followed us, as the betters would say, tailed us, um, you would have won you some money last week. And Logan's was kind of bold. It was Joe Flacco over 1.5 touchdowns, and he
Well,
threw
yeah,
three.
3, 4,
Yeah, I think he
3. Okay.
threw. I think he threw three because it looks
I
like
knew it
they
was at
scored.
least 3.
It looks like they scored three and then kicked a bunch of field goals. I don't remember. I guess I could just pull it up. Um,
Hey, I will say this. In the end, Aaron Rodgers was the one we had to stress.
that's true. And then
But
shout
he
out
had
to
the
that.
big play to Freiermuth.
Yeah, shout out that boy Fryermuth. I was just about to say that.
Hey, if that's what we're doing, let's go ahead and jump into this. Broderick Jones, is that his first name, Broderick?
Yes, the good
Broderick?
brother, two-time national champ, University of Georgia.
Okay, that guy's a buffoon. This
Yeah,
man is the
that was
reason why a
crazy.
20-yard pass play gets called back. The very next play, they score that huge touchdown to Freiermuth, and then he tackles Aaron Rodgers running to the sidelines, and A-Rod gets up mad as hell and like pushes him, cussing at him and stuff. And I'm like, what a joke, bro. You just got called for a holding call that kind of deflated, felt like it was about to deflate the drive. Luckily, you got to go Aaron Rodgers and Freiermuth, just cutting up the scene, taking off. But,
Yeah, that
I
was bad.
mean,
That was
why
bad
are you
business.
tackling a 41-year-old quarterback who just had an Achilles tear a year and a half? Like, what are we doing, bro? Get that guy off the team.
I I think it's fair to say he didn't try and tackle him literally, but
Man's
doesn't does
360.
does not make it any less dumb than it was.
I said we were
Um,
watching this. They called it I think it was Cam Hayward said the icy hot bowl. You're watching the icy hot bowl with old Joe Flacco and old Aaron Rodgers. You're going to push and tackle. You 350, 400 pounds pushing over a 41-year-old man like that? Come on now.
yeah, not wise, and he was yelled at by Aaron accordingly.
You think
Um,
Tomlin had to have a sit down with him? I mean, you got to, right? It's like,
maybe
dude,
not a sit down, but maybe a hey man, let's be careful.
but it's like, bro, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, their season's done for, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Like, what are they sitting? They're sitting at 4-2, or I mean,
Yeah,
it looked like
and
they're about to be 5-1.
well, speaking of, I mean,
I think I said game winning actually when I said that touchdown. It was not a game winning. I forgot.
well, what really, I mean, I know we both picked Pittsburgh in this, but God, man, you give Joe Flacco, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase, good things happen. Jamar Chase, I saw something that said Jamar Chase had a Justin Fields game. It was like 23 targets, 16 catches. So it was like 16 to 23 with a touchdown. I'm like, oh my, and he had 161 passing yards.
Yeah,
Um,
our receiving
yeah,
yards, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah, that is
receiving.
hilarious. That's
Um,
a good little analogy. I like that.
that's a great joke
Um,
too.
Freiermuth had 111 and 2 touchdowns on only 5 catches, bro.
Well,
Fryermuth had himself a little game. He had that one big one, I know,
I'm
but
about to say that one touchdown was like 40 yards itself.
yeah, I mean, he definitely had one big one, but he had a couple other big catches along the way. I mean, I was impressed. Jalen Warren, 127, had a solid game on the ground. Joe Flacco, though, bro, throwing for 340, 3 tuds. He also ran for that first down. I don't know if you remember that play. That was kind of wicked.
Yeah.
Seeing a little read option type play with an old quarterback like him who really was never known to run. So that was a fun little play. But I'm looking
Yeah.
at just to go into more depth on the Bengals real quick. I'm looking at their roster here, and I don't know how much longer Joe Burrow is supposed to be out, but looking at their very near roster, it kind of makes me wonder, like, can Joe Flacco hold it together for the next however many weeks in
You
order
said
for
very
Burrow?
near roster. Did you mean schedule?
Yeah, I mean schedule. My bad. I'm looking at their schedule. But I mean, they got the Jets coming up. Joe Flacco should dice the Jets. They look rough. It seems like they're declining every week, honestly. The Bears, I don't believe in Caleb Williams at all. I mean, Ben Johnson, I like Ben Johnson, but I think that's a very winnable game for them, especially with Joe Flacco and those weapons like you just named. I mean, then you do got the Patriots, but then you got the Ravens after that. So, or you got the Steelers, Patriots, then Ravens. So it's like their next, let's see, what's that, 5 games I'm naming? I could see them winning 4. I think Jets is winnable, Bears is winnable, Steelers is winnable. I don't know if it's going to be like that every time, but it's a winnable game. I think the Patriots, maybe you don't win that one, but then the Ravens have looked terrible, especially without Lamar. We'll see if he's
Yeah,
back.
I was just about to say, is he back this week?
I haven't seen yes or no on that one, to be
Let's
honest.
see.
But I mean, regardless, the Ravens defense hasn't looked good this year.
Yeah, and they've also had some. It's weird. I almost said funny. That's not the right word. Let's see. I'm pulling this Lamar thing up. Is they've kind of always been like the kind of the ringleader for health. So
Yeah,
it's
like under the radar, just
yeah.
healthy and balling out. Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Lamar is on track to return. Is this week? Is this week 8 coming up? Yeah, yeah. It said he should be back this
Yeah.
week. He's on track. So and they just had to buy last week. So who knows? But back to the game. Um yeah, it was. I mean, the Steelers, like we talked about. I mean, they're likely going to be a playoff team, especially with how the Ravens have fallen behind. But man, like you said, you put a few good Joe Flacco in a week together, and then Joe Burrow on the back end of that. You never know. This week's crazy. I don't think it'll happen, but this win showed like, hey, we're not here to tank. We're not here to
Yeah, they're not rolling
you know
over.
yeah, we're here to win games. So, and I honestly I hate that tanking, especially in football, because it's so dangerous. If you tank, um, like just health wise and fatigue or attrition. But man, it was another NFL primetime banger of a game. It was awesome. Really enjoyed it.
I agree. And honestly, I just looked deeper into their schedule. So I'll just rattle it all off in a row real quick. You got the Jets, Bears, Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. I mean, if they can mess around and go 10-7, they could be in the playoff hunt. And I think with that 3 losses in there, I mean, Browns, Cardinals, Dolphins, Bears, Jets are all very, very winnable games. I mean, you do got the Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills. Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Ravens, all in a row. So that is a pretty tough 5-game stretch. But I mean, if you can pull off 3 of those, 2 of those, I think it could maybe possibly put them in the hunt. But I just saw it said Joe Burrow is predicted to try to be back the last 3 games. So what that tells me, if they're in the playoff hunt, he comes back. If they're not, they ain't bringing him back. You know
Shut
what I
them
mean?
down.
Yeah, shut him down for sure.
Which that reminds me,
Lock him up.
I want to take a look at some standings real quick. So right now, let me pull up the website actually. So right now, if let's just pretend the season ended today, um, right now, this thing will load. Sorry, I don't know why this thing's not loading. Okay. Yeah, let's look at this right now, real quick. So the Colts would be the number 1 seed. If I told you we watched the worst quarterback, arguably the worst quarterback competition of all time, and that team takes the 1 seed, would you believe me if I told you that this was the 1 seed?
Dude, that is insane. I mean, just look at the top fours right there. The only people you're really going to have in those top fours right there are, I would say, Eagles and Packers are the only two teams that people were. Bucks, I would say 3.
Yeah,
But
Lions.
Niners with their injuries, you would not expect it. Broncos have looked good. Steelers have looked solid. Patriots are obviously a surprise, and so are the Colts.
Look how many 5-2. The entire NFC playoff picture right now is 5-2, or 4-1-1, but all of them are 5-2.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then of course,
speaking of NFC, though, I think this is a good segue into the next game, the Sunday morning game. Matthew Stafford looked for real. That boy Stafford was. I mean, the Rams as a total was looking good, to be honest. Like, Rams put it on in Jacksonville early and often is when they scored. I was surprised to see that one be such a lopsided game.
Well, it came down to, I was watching it with Trip on Sunday morning, and I watched the good old Manchester United Red Devils upset Liverpool.
Can't be watching football in church, man.
Yeah, I watched it after. Come on now. Okay. And shout out YouTube TV, had the football game, had the Rams game, and had the Manchester United game. Oh, it was perfect. Rainy Sunday morning.
We had tried to do Fubo because, they had the Braves on there. Yeah, that shit's terrible. 1 month and done. Your boy's finally back to YouTube TV with the multi-view, and man, is it beautiful.
Oh, it's cracked, dude.
I missed it a lot. Just for the Braves. I'm like, Braves were terrible. Worst mistake of my life. It went. We did it 2 months, and then I told my dad, we've been splitting it, me and my dad, and I told my dad, I was like, yo, cancel Fubo now. Like, next week, we getting YouTube TV back. We're getting the multi-view rolling.
Well worth it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the Rams, it was, the thing was, at one point, I think, let me pull it up to actually get a better account of it in my head. But I remember at one point, I think it was, okay, so it's 21-0. And the Jaguars go for it on 4th down 3 times in field goal range. And you look at it going, at one point, you'd be looking at it as, I believe it was 7. Yeah. So instead of it being 21-0, you're looking at 21-9. A touchdown puts you a possession away. So I thought it was, I understand, but I think Cohen's decision to constantly go for it on 4th down when you have no points, it really did them in. They were just clawing the whole way. And then, I mean, Sean McVay, top 5 coach in the league. Matt Stafford, top 10 quarterback in the league. He's throwing to, and Nakul was out too as well. Let's not forget that.
Indeed, Devontae Adams looked damn good though.
Yeah, he played. I think, didn't they? He had 3 touchdowns, didn't he? I'm pretty sure.
I know he was. I know every time I looked up, he was having a big play, but I don't know if it was.
I should do way more prep for this. I'm horrible.
I was still getting the sleep out of my eyes. I rolled over in bed, cut that game on.
Dude,
they about to kick off.
if I don't have to work, I'm waking up at 7 o'clock. It makes no sense, but I cannot sleep when I don't have to work. It's so bogus. But you put me on the morning when I have to work, I'll sleep 45 minutes late.
I woke up at like 9, dude. Rolled over, stretched, grabbed my phone, saw it's 9. I was like, oh shit, we got football about to come on.
There you go.
It's a good day. It's beautiful.
So
my mom was trying to get me to go to the mountain. I was like,
You see this weather? No way.
Yeah, I had some little too many brews Saturday all day between tailgating at the United game and stuff like that. So I was like,
classic.
I just want to chill.
Fair enough. So I really think Jacksonville could have been in it if they don't go for it so much. But I think Jacksonville still, depending on, I don't know if this Colts thing is going to fizzle out, but if not, think Jacksonville is still a dark horse to win that division. But at this rate, it looks like the Colts might actually be
Colts
doing.
kind of remind me of the Sam Darnold Vikings last year. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's very similar. I agree.
Yeah, it reminds me of a lot of that. Like you keep waiting on them to fall off, but then look, last year we had the Vikings versus Lions for the number 1 seed, the last game of the season. So, not saying
Yeah.
they're going to go on and win 14 games like or was it 13 games, whatever, 14 or 13 games like the Vikings did. But yeah, I don't know. I just was very impressed to see this lopsided of a score on that game.
Yeah, and speaking of lopsided, I'm not gonna get into too much of the I mean, the Saints lost to the Bears. I don't think anybody's surprised there. But like you talked about last week, DeAndre Swift, another big game, 124 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. Swift is what I wanted to touch on also.
Yeah, another big weekend from him. But getting into the disaster of a game that is on the list next.
2 things I do want to touch on for the Saints real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
I just thought I interrupted you, so I was trying to let you finish. Two opposite ends of the spectrum things, but Chris Olave looks good this year. He looks back. He looks healthy. It's good to see that. I like Olave when he's healthy. He's a fun guy to watch. He had a couple tuds, 98 yards. But on the flip side of that, Alvin Kamara, dude, had like 13 rushes for 28 yards in this game, or 12 rushes, something like that. I had it pulled up, or I do still have it pulled up.
Yeah, we're starting to really see the back end of that one.
Yeah, so it was 11 carries for 28 yards. It's sad to see that. And then also DJ Moore was the Bears' leading receiver. DJ Moore's had his fall off needs to be studied.
Yeah,
however, I think it's very known at this point that he does not jive well with Caleb Williams. It's kind of been all but said by him. So
yeah, and Williams kind of seems to really be finding his sad because he really seems to be finding his footprint in this offense from the games I've seen. But anything else you wanted to talk about with that one?
No, just moving on. I wanted to touch on Olave looking healthy and Kamara looking like he's declining.
Now, listen, I know obviously the Jets haven't won a football game this year, but I swear I'd rather be in a Jets situation than the Dolphins. I promise you.
Oh, yes.
Mike
McDaniel is a gone man.
The Dolphins were blindsided by the Cleveland Browns, who just picked up their second win of the year, 31-6. And the thing, the Dolphins outgained them by it's only by 10 yards. The Browns won this game with 206 total yards.
Yeah, Gabriel had 116, bro, and they won. Handedly won.
Yes. Tua Tagovailoa. I saw somebody call him a Tua turning the ball over. Well, he had 3 picks.
He's done for. This might be his last season ever being a starting quarterback. He might get starts here and there, but he looks like a backup for the future, dude.
I think you've got to ground zero this Dolphins thing, man. It's so bad. There's no situation that looks worse because, okay, you look at the Jets, right? The Jets are their coach is his first-time head coach in his first year. This is Mike McDaniel's in what, year 4 or 5?
Yeah,
and your best player is out, Tyreek Hill, and you can't string it together anything that looks like competent football. I don't know, and I've always been a proponent. I meant to bring this up in our episode yesterday when talking about coaching. I guess the NFL's not as bad, but firing a coach during the season is always such a big question mark. But when you're 1-6, whatever their record is, it's time to blow it up.
Yeah, them boys look terrible. I guess my biggest takeaway from this game is Quinshon Judkins looks for real.
He had he had 3 tuds.
Yeah, he broke my heart when he left Ole Miss to go to Ohio State. And part of me feels like I should always hate him because of it. Because, I'm a constant Freddie Freeman hater for leaving the Braves. But, dude, Quinshon Judkins is so freaking good.
That's a bad man.
It's just hard to not just give credit where credit's due in that one. Judkins looks good. That's all I really got to say about this game, this stink fest.
Yeah, so your opposing quarterback puts up 115 yards and you lose the game.
Yeah.
There's not much really to say about that. But Mike McDaniel, I don't even want to call it a hot seat. He's just waiting in line to get fired. Yeah.
Yeah, that seat's not hot, dude.
Yeah, it's
the only thing hot, bro. The
it was
only thing hot is the car's engine getting ready to get his ass out of town.
Yeah. The seat is so hot, it's burned to a crisp. Like it's totally
no seat left.
Yeah, it's gone. Okay, so the Mike Vrabel return with the New England at Tennessee.
Hey, actually, you know what seat he's in, bro? Bro's
Mike
in an
McDaniel, I'm
electric
assuming.
chair. He's in an electric chair. They're just waiting on that button to get smashed, dog. He's executed.
Yeah.
Like it's a matter of time, literally.
And we're watching it all along. We're watching it stream live.
Yeah, right.
But New England and Tennessee. So, for the context in that, Mike Vrabel obviously was fired by the Titans a few years ago, or I guess just 2 seasons ago. This is his return to get them I knew they were gonna. I took the Drake May over in touchdowns on Prize Picks because of this reason of it being this game. But it was definitely his time to show ownership. Hey, you guys are messed up. You guys fired the guy that you replaced me with. And I'm going to show you about it. And they beat them 31-13. I don't think at this point, Graham brought it up, and it kind of seemed maybe a little startling to hear it at first. I think you legitimately could be looking at your AFC East champion in the New England Patriots, because they've got it figured out. They got a great coach. Obviously, Kraft, Robert Kraft, his son Jonathan Kraft, Class A ownership that they have, front office. So when you get the right pieces in there, there's no surprise to me that they were going to start rolling. Ramondre Stevenson had a big game, of course, on my fantasy bench. But yeah, I think obviously the dumpster fire that is Tennessee is what it is. But New England, I think their over under on the season was like 8.5, 9.5. I think it's a pretty safe bet to take that one.
Yeah. The boys are also 4-0. They're 4-0 on the road. So pretty impressive.
Tough team.
Got some road warriors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you touched on Ramondre and Drake May doing his thing. Diggs, another game where he's leading the team in receiving. I mean, nothing too crazy in this one. I think it was 69 yards on 7 catches, but he's involved in the offense. He's making plays. Impressive on that. You're talking about you hit your bets. I know this is crazy, but I was on underdogs and I saw kicker extra points 3.5 smash the under. I'm like 4 tuds. I don't know about that. And I'm going to be completely honest, dude. I'm a bozo. Not once did it cross my mind this is Vrabel's return. Not once. If I would have thought about that, I would have never hit the under. I did not think about this until you just said it. So I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. I'm glad I didn't say this pick as our pick'em. So, yeah, my solo ride, I'm an idiot. I should have thought about Vrabes coming back to Tennessee to lay the smack down because, like you just said, that makes sense. However, never crossed my mind, and I couldn't tell you why. But, yeah, I mean, Patriots are rolling. I agree with you on that. I don't got too much more to say about it. It is what it is. The boys are good.
Well, next game, Philadelphia, Minnesota. This is a team we spent a lot of time on last week.
You just going to skip over the one between it?
Say what?
You're just going to skip over the other one?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Hey, I got like 3 words to say about it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I just totally looked over. That's my bad. Kansas City stumps a mud hole in Las Vegas. Another dumpster fire, 31-0. I'll just say I watched the bulk of that game. Chiefs, here they come. Here they come again. Pat Mahomes looks the best he's looked in 2 or 3 seasons. Travis Kelce's had a little bit of a resurgence, and you play the Raiders missing their number 1 receiver and their best player in Brock Bowers. It was bound to get ugly, but this one got ugly really, really quick.
Yeah, so like I said, I got like 3 words to say, and I will limit it to 3 words. Raiders are terrible.
Yep,
Moving
tatted on
along.
me. That one's pretty plain and dry. The next
Yeah.
one, a little bit more to talk about. This is a team we talked about last week that really needed a win to kind of get themselves back together. So there were a lot of from just us outside looking in, a lot of questions about the continuity of this team. Great team win. Jalen Hurts has his best. We're talking about the uh, Eagles at the Vikings. The Vikings, or excuse me, the Eagles have an offensive explosion. AJ Brown has 2 touchdowns. Then he had 2, right?
AJ,
Yeah,
1 second. I
pretty
wasn't
sure he
looking
did.
at. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I did not realize he had 121 yards also
Dude, this was
on
this was an
4 catches.
this was a I mean, this is the monstrous air attack. Jalen Hurts probably had his best passing game in quite a while.
Yeah.
326, but Devontae Smith almost 200 yards receiving. Um, yeah, it was man, this team has got so much talent, and when that offense starts clicking the way it was, man, they are fun to watch, and more importantly, they're a tough team to beat. Minnesota's been pretty underwhelming, I would say, this year. I mean, I think they're sitting here at 3-3, and I knew the North was going to be tough, but they're a little underwhelming. I know, of course, the quarterback issues they've had have played into that.
And
Um,
running back.
so what?
And running back.
Yeah, yeah, that
Aaron
too.
Jones is out. You got Aaron Jones and JJ out, but I don't know if it'd be different with JJ personally. I'm not saying it would or wouldn't. It's just young quarterback. You always got to go through the trials and tribulations. With that being said, there has been a lot of rookie quarterbacks lately who kind of come off the seams hot. CJ Stroud did it. Who was the rookie last year that went off?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels went off. Yeah. So, I mean, the last few years we've had some rookies kind of pop off. And I guess JJ, sat behind Darnold last year watching that. But Wentz throwing for 313 and 2 interceptions seems like the most Carson Wentz stat line you will see, But one bright spot on them, Jordan Addison looked really good in this game.
Yeah,
Jordan Addison looked
he's
great.
huge. Had to have back. He's gone the first few weeks of the season.
Yeah. So him coming back is crazy. And two concerning things about the Eagles for me. Saquon still does not look good. 2.4 yards a carry is not good for Saquon. He still is not breaking 50 yards. It's been like 4 straight weeks. He hasn't broke 50 yards on the ground. He doesn't look great, to be honest. And maybe it's more of an O-line thing than him because I feel like he's getting hit as soon as he touches the ball, basically. But the other thing that's kind of concerning is that Darius Smith gets signed by these guys, has like 2.5 sacks in 4 games, and then just randomly retires. It makes me wonder if he's just like, yo, this locker room's a problem. Like, I'm out, Like, maybe I'm digging deep, but on the flip side, Brandon Graham comes out of retirement to join the Eagles. So what the hell's going on in Philadelphia? I don't know. I thought that was very weird. You got Zadarius Smith retiring, and within the same week, Brandon Graham's like, I'll come back. I got y'all. So,
Yeah,
two interesting things, I think. Because Zadarius Smith looked good. Like, he was putting up some numbers, Like,
mm-hmm.
and that's kind of what they need help in is the rushing attack, it seems. As loaded as I like to think that Eagles defensive line is, it seems like they do need help in that situation. Zadarius Smith seemed like he was providing that help. And then he goes and retires, but then Brandon Graham comes out of retirement. So to me, that was such a weird thing to see, A
Sports are odd,
retirement
man.
mid-season and then an unretirement all in a week, all on the same team. It was just very like, wait, what? What just happened?
But I think at the end of the day, we learned that this Eagles team, but they're kind of I don't want to say week 7 is a kind of a fork in the road kind of game, but you find out who you are. You find out you guys can come together as a team, beat a really good Vikings team, despite the underwhelming record. Big win for the Eagles, and who knows? I don't know if you're going to see them rip off another 10-game win streak, but I mean we're about to see them run away with the East, for sure. So
yeah, I mean they're 5-2, and also I'm here to say anytime you got any team in football with 300 yards between 2 receivers, they probably ain't losing that football game. I mean, you
Yeah,
got
that's a tough one to
183
beat.
from Devontae and A.J. Brown with 121 is insane. I did not realize A.J. had that many yards. I knew he had a good game, but I guess Devontae Smith having 183 just kind of overshadows that.
And your quarterback has so if your quarterback's
Yeah,
326 yards, you guys combined for
304.
304 of it. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane.
Um, do we need to waste our breath on the Panthers and Jets?
Xavier Legette looks good. That's all I really got to say.
Hey, I'm on the Rico Dowdle train.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have the crazy big game this week like he had the last two, but they won. He had
Yeah,
a
and he had
decent game for
and
sure.
Chuba was back, so I mean he's
Yeah, right.
not getting all the carries too.
Yeah.
Well, probably the craziest game of the weekend we're getting into
Maybe of
next.
the year,
Honestly,
as far as comeback sakes.
I don't remember. I hadn't seen him come out like this in forever. The Giants were leading the Broncos 19-0 in the fourth quarter. And Sean Payton and his guys, who are obviously very well coached, were not deterred and scored 33 points in the fourth quarter to win the game. Um, I've never seen anything like this. My dad got it pulled up on his phone, freaking out. We were out in public, we were out at dinner watching it. They showed it a little bit on the TV, but he had it pulled up on his phone, following the scores and stuff. And next thing we know, game-winning field goal. I don't know if you saw it. They got hosed on that freaking what's it called? That penalty. They called what's his name? Jackson Dart underthrew somebody. I forget who the receiver was. And then Denver gets called for a pretty egregious, like a bad call on a pass interference. One thing I hate about pass interference, I don't like it rewarding bad throws. I hate that. Like you underthrow a receiver and kind of like tricks a DB into running into him. That's kind of what happened. Sean Payton was livid. He got a penalty, which is pretty funny. But they scored with like 30. That happened with like under a minute left, and the Broncos drive down the field, kick a game-winning field goal. Broncos now are 5-2, lead the West. They were my prediction to win. I don't know what the Chiefs are going to do, how much they're going to keep rolling, but man, this Denver team, solid quarterback play, great coaching, incredible defense on all facets, especially rushing the passer. Another really, really good team that I think could make a playoff run.
Yes, I agree. The Giants, I feel bad for them. You're about to be 3-4 going back up against the Eagles. 3-4 and 2-5 looks. I mean, I know it's only a 1-win difference, but man, does that look totally different.
Does not look like it.
Yeah, it feels totally different. Giants are 0-4 on the road. So that means they're 2-1 at home. So I know it's kind of got a young team with Dart and you got Scatterbo, but I think the Giants still look promising. This is one of those heartbreaking losses that you kind of take as a young team, and you just kind of hope they grow from it. I would say it's depressing to see it happen, especially for my boy Dart throwing the pick and stuff like that. But Sean Payton, why we got to throw digs at Russell Wilson, man? Like, let that man ride the bench in peace. He had nothing to do with this game.
Yeah, Sean
Throwing a
Payton.
shot at a man who didn't play is like, and then like they got a little success with the little quarterback they're playing. I also feel like it was a shot at Dart. It's like, I don't know, dude. Sean Payton rubs me wrong sometimes.
Sean Payton is a terrific head coach.
Yes.
Sean Payton is as likable as getting your foot cut off.
Yeah.
He's horrifically unlikable.
Yeah.
I can't stand the guy, but that dude knows how to coach a football team.
Yeah, he does indeed. But yeah, that little song and dance, it's like, come on, bro. Like, but yeah, crazy game. As much as it is a depressing loss for the Giants and it's a head scratcher, and you like, I would hate to be a Giants fan. It'd be depressing for you to lose in that fashion, but there's still a lot of good things that happened in that game for the Giants. It's just about finishing the job at that point, which 33 points in one quarter is insane to let up.
Yeah, that's just a young football team.
Yeah.
But I can't even because the thing is, they scored the Giants score from 11 more points or 12 more points in that fourth quarter and still lose.
Yeah.
Like is that right?
I
No,
think it's
13. They
13.
scored 13 more points
Yeah,
and
I thought it
lose.
was 13.
So you basically scored 2 touchdowns for better or worse, and you still lose a game that you're up 19. You're up 3 touchdowns. It's unfathomable. I can't even. God,
Yeah,
that's
I can't
brutal.
ever remember a time where a team scores 30 in one quarter, much less in the fourth quarter down big like that. But
Yeah,
crazy game for sure. Shout out to Denver there. Looking like they're about to get steamrolled and keep rolling.
yeah. Great coach team. Um, they're young too, but when you have a coach to make up for it like that, what happens happens.
Mhm.
Let's see who we got next. Indianapolis continues their winning ways like we talked about earlier. The Chargers wore the worst uniforms I've ever seen in the NFL.
The yellow.
Oh, they were awful.
So the Colts posted a meme, and they posted the Chargers posted yellow uniforms. The Colts posted a meme of Gru standing over all the minions, and he had a Colts cape on, and it was hilarious, dude. I seen it and I died laughing.
That's elite tier trolling.
Oh yeah, it's literally Gru with the Colts cape on, and it's just all the minions, and I was like, that is
But
gold. So shout out to the
but
Colts social media team also.
Herbo, a big Herb threw for 420, but had some really untimely throws. I'm ready to see him take that next step as the guy in the league because I think he's definitely capable. Um,
Yep.
but he's got to make those winning plays more consistently. He just doesn't right now. And you're facing a machine, a hot machine right now, like Indianapolis. You've got to come on your A game, and I mean, you get beat by 2 touchdowns. Not the way to do that. And you're wearing the worst uniforms in NFL history. I'm telling you,
I agree.
I saw those and I want to throw up. Those are the worst jerseys I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were pretty tough.
Like
Kind of
even
like
just
you,
wearing with white pants. Even wearing white pants is
yeah,
cool.
or the blue.
Anything but the
Yeah,
yellow on yellow.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
But
those
yeah,
are egregious.
one of my big takeaways from this is also Justin Herbert going for 420. I would say Herbert with these 2 interceptions is kind of like unlike him. You don't really see Harbaugh have a guy turn it over a lot, especially Herbert doesn't already turn it over a lot. So the 2 interceptions here does kind of feel like, I don't want to say the difference in the game, but it's definitely plays a big factor in it. But I mean, Danny Dimes, bro, throws for 288. He has 2 touchdowns, and you also got JT running it in for 3 touchdowns. He was just shy of the 100-yard mark in this game. I mean, what the heck, dude? Justin Herbert threw for 420 and lost by 2 scores. Like the Colts are just keep on rolling, dude. 6 and
His
1.
resurgence has been really good to see, JT. That is.
Yes.
He was a few years ago was the leading rusher. Um, had some downtimes from that, and now he's back rolling with another clearly offensive machine.
Honestly, this
Um,
entire franchise, in my opinion, because like you're saying, when JT was rolling, they were rolling. It looked like all they needed was a quarterback. They go get Matt Ryan, who's at the tail end of his career, but everyone had high hopes for them going into that season. It seemed like they got their guy. They had just paid some offensive linemen. JT's coming off a career year, and obviously they fell flat. Became locker room problems. It became a lot of hoopla about leaders and offensive linemen getting paid and not doing nothing. JT kind of gets hurt and battles injuries. So for a couple years there, it seemed like they were on a slide that just couldn't get figured out. Felt like they had a locker room issue, and maybe the Jim Irsay thing kind of lights a fire under them. Their owner passing away, maybe that's lighting a fire under them, kind of getting the boys buzzing and on the right page. Sometimes some tragedy is a thing that teams can rally behind. So I think that could play a factor in how good they've been. But the only other thing I want to touch on for the Chargers is this Gadsden. I don't even know how to say his name. Never heard of this guy a day in my life. It's a tight end, goes for 7 catches, 164, and a tud. He has 300 yards all year. So half his yards are in this game. It's kind of crazy to just see a guy you've never heard of, and he's going for 164 against the number 1 team in the NFL, which is crazy to say, but the Colts are that.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm with you. Danny Dimes and JT resurgent here it's fun to see.
they're
And they got a
rolling, man.
solid defense.
So we'll see if it fizzles out, but not looking like it anytime soon.
Oh, and one quick thing. Casey Bynum might have the best celebration in the NFL right now, in all of sports right now. I don't know if you've seen, he's gotten a couple interceptions. He goes and puts the ball in his stomach and goes and dances with the mascot, like Blue or whatever his name is. I forget his name.
I haven't seen it.
But like how Blooper does the belly thing?
Yeah.
So he goes up and taps him on the shoulder, and they like do it together. It's
Nice.
if I see it on Instagram again, I gotta send it to you.
Yeah,
Pretty
do
sweet
that.
celebration that he's got with that. I like it a lot.
I have to
It's
check it
fun.
out. That's funny. So yeah, we'll see how they goes for I mean both teams obviously very well or Chargers still definitely could be a playoff team, no doubt about that. But we'll see how it goes. Washington at Dallas. Jaden Daniels gets hurt early. That's kind of the story in this game. Even though the Cowboys offensively were really rolling the whole time,
Mhm.
you have a really good game from Dak, really good game from Javonte Williams. Just kind of been their unsung hero this year. CeeDee Lamb is back too, has a big game, has a huge touchdown. That really, to me, was kind of the tipping point, if you will. Um, Again, I don't know if Dallas is going to play defense well enough to compete for a championship or compete for a playoff spot. But Dak is having a really good year.
I agree. Pickens also, I mean, yeah, CD obviously has a huge game coming back. Pickens still has a solid game too, playing wide receiver 2 here. It's good to see he's still having a decent game, with the wide receiver 1 coming back. All in all, though, all around, really good offensive game for the Cowboys. And I'm trying to pull it up right now. It's trying to load. What is this? So I just want to say this. The Cowboys offense does not seem like the problem. They've scored, let's see, they scored 20 in a loss to the Eagles, 40 in a win against the Giants, only scored 14 against the Bears. Jesus, I'm butchering this. They tie and score 40 with the Packers. Then they drop 37 on the Jets. They drew 27 and lose to the Panthers, which is rough. But then you put up 44 against the Commanders. I mean, the offense they're putting up 30 almost every week, it seems, other than, the Eagles and then the dud against the Bears. But Dak, it's typical Dak, though. He throws the ball 50 times a game and looks good because his numbers are kind of inflated because how much they throw, I feel like. But, I mean, their offense could for real be a problem with
I,
Javonte Williams rolling.
I
Jake
watched a pretty
Ferguson's a
good
good
bit.
tight end. Go
I
ahead.
watched a pretty good bit of this game, and I mean, but the thing is, like, Dak is in control of the whole game, which is, I think, that's what
Yeah.
refreshing to see from him because that's kind of been I don't know if you'd say been a problem, but like, I mean, of course, he got hurt against the Falcons last year, missed the whole season, so um, I do think Dak's a really easy guy to root for. So I just enjoy seeing him play well, even though he went to your arch rival.
I mean,
um,
I got no hate for Dak. It's just the Cowboys are the dumpster fire, not really Dak.
yeah, so but that's pretty much all I got for that game. If you're good.
Yeah. I just Cowboys offense, I think, has the tools with Dak, Jake Ferguson. You got CD back now, Pickens, Javonte Williams looking good. Like you said, though, it's just seeing what their defense can hold up to see how good they truly can be.
Yeah, and I don't have any faith in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of defense, a former defensive player in our next game had his breakout game as a Packer. Micah Parsons helps lead the Packers to their fourth win of the year, their fourth 1-1. Like they were talking about, had that tie game,
Yeah.
which was such a great game, and I hated that it ended in a tie. I think we all did. But he's got 3 sacks and feels like he's pressuring every snap. This is why you went and made that trade if you're Green Bay, because this is a guy who's going to help you get over that championship hump. Um, Still, Jordan Love. I don't. I think I'm out on him. I'm almost there where I'm out on him. Um, I think for the Packers to really be a championship competitor, he's got to control the game, and I haven't seen that yet. I mean, gets outdueled by Jacoby Brissett, who, to be fair, has had two good weeks back to back. But yeah, this game is the Micah Parsons coming out party as a Packer.
Yeah, I agree. Micah Parsons in this game is trying to show why he's worth this kind of money and that kind of trade and picks. And Kenny Clark was a good player that the Cowboys got back. People forget Kenny Clark can ball. You got rid of Parsons, but you got some picks and also a very good player that's currently playing. So Parsons got paid. 3 sacks shows why he got paid. I don't know if I'm out on Love. I haven't watched a ton of the Packers this year also, though. So you could be seeing some things I haven't seen because I haven't really watched much Packers games. But, The more Jacoby Brissett plays, the more I might start wanting to side with you on him playing over Kyler because
It's not crazy.
yeah, I mean, I agree, but as far as the money you got tied up, Murray being younger, things of that nature is kind of what makes you want to lean Murray. But yeah, Brissett has another great game. It's like we were talking about last time, the Allstate commercials or whatever, call the backup,
Progressive.
a progressive, whatever it is. We were talking about it last week, though. Call the
Yeah.
backup. Brissett's ready to roll. You just tell him when and where, and he'll be there and he'll show up.
There
Show
he
up and
was.
show out. So shout out to
Um,
Brissett. It's fun to see him still in the starting role after all these years and still being able to put up numbers.
yeah, for sure. But we'll see. I think the Packers are leading the North right now. So or
Mhm.
the yeah, because they have. I think they're over the Lions technically. Don't know how. When they also beat the Lions head to head.
Yeah.
So, on to a game that I'm not super excited to talk about. The Falcons and the Niners Sunday's primetime game. This game is the CMC I'm back game.
Mhm.
Put up 200 yards total offense. It was amazing to me how first Falcons defense is really good, man. The Falcons defense is really good. Um, Forcing turnovers, getting pressure on the quarterback. They are really good. I, I don't I haven't seen one offensive player that's not a quarterback take over a game like CMC did in a long time. Over 200 yards total. It seemed like anytime they wanted to score a touchdown or anytime they wanted to get the ball to him, he was getting yards every single time. Um, of course, that last touchdown should have been a 10-yard penalty as they dragged him into the end zone. Um, that was a bad one. Then at that point, you kick a field goal, and instead of it's 16-10 instead of 20-10. But neither here nor there. The Falcons did not deserve to win that game. Um, so bad in the red zone. Penix has played 6 really bad quarters since that first in a row, since that first half of the Bills game. Not played well. Just not feeling the. He's just his pocket presence is just that feel is not there, and that's something he's going to have to develop quick, especially if the Falcons want to make a playoff push, which I think may be in the past. At this point, unfortunately, but too many weapons, too many good weapons on that defense or on that offense. Um, Too good of a defense to have that wasted. Zach Robinson, after calling a great game the week before, calls another stinker. Um, why on that you go for it on fourth down, which I wasn't against, but you take your best player and Bijan off the field on the biggest snap of the game. Don't like that one at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not hitting the panic button on Penix yet, per se. Uh, but I think I'm starting to consider that a possibility because I watched you play 6 really bad quarters in a row. Um, he's so confident when he makes those tight window throws, but he doesn't like I was not the same way as Herbert because Herbert does that, but the very very small things that you've got to do to be successful in quarterback, he doesn't do. And it's worrisome.
Yeah. Penix did look kind of shaken up in the fourth quarter. Not sure what that was about, but there was a couple times they were showing him he's like limping around and shaking his arm, if I remember correctly. So it did like he was a little banged up, but maybe I'm overreacting here. The Niners are reminding me a lot of the Lions last year. It don't matter who goes out, who goes down, somebody's stepping up, and it's insane to see. I mean, Shanahan's coaching his ass off, dude. This team
I,
being 5-2 with these
yeah,
injuries are insane. Like,
Salah too at defensive coordinator.
yeah, like
Um,
yeah, I mean, we all know he can coach. You know, I know he had a rough time in the Jets, but the dude can coach the defense. Mac Jones doesn't. They kind of been getting. I don't want to say carried, but Mac Jones has been putting up crazy numbers. He doesn't have a great game, but like you said, CMC says, "Hey, I'm here, boys. Don't forget about me." Has a coming out party here. Uh, McCaffrey looked great. Mac Jones didn't look great, but shout out to the Niners, dude. People are going dropping like flies on that team, and they keep finding ways to win. Scratch, claw. It doesn't always look pretty, but they're getting the job done. Kind of like the Lions last year. Might be a bit of an overreaction this early, but it just reminds me of that getting hit with the injury bug and fighting through. Falcons defense doesn't look bad. I agree. They look pretty solid. But as far as their offense goes, I know Drake London's had some good weeks, but it kind of feels like the Falcons' offense is becoming a Bijan or bust. And what I mean by that is Bijan has a hell of a game, and if he doesn't, the offense is a bust. It kind of feels like that's what it's starting to become.
It's to counter that kinda. It's Bijan and Drake or bust. It's those two. It's
Yeah,
if
I could
those
go with that.
two don't have a game, that offense looks stagnant. I think what the biggest thing that jumped out to me, I like Raheem Morris as a guy. I think I could see him being a good guy to play for. This game showed me the coaching gap between the Falcons and the Niners, obviously, but what seems to be the Falcons and the rest of the league. Um, the Niners are so well coached, so disciplined, and then you had the Falcons on one of the biggest snaps of the game, going out with 10 people on defense. Like those are things that just cannot happen. And ultimately, blenders like that, cost you a game. But yeah, I need to see his offense get rolling. Luckily, Miami this weekend, so pray to God that is the game that we can get rolling, because I lost in Miami. I might go get me a bottle of tequila and not leave the couch if that happens.
Yeah, it's gonna get real loud for the Falcons if they lose to the Dolphins this week for sure. But one weird thing, maybe you got the story. I didn't see why. Ray McLeod has an excused absence, but then gets cut. I don't know what that was really about. I don't know I haven't
Well,
seen a story on it.
it's from what I understand, Ray had a big problem with Ike Hilliard, the Falcons receiving coach, getting fired. Brought it to Raheem, said some things that I guess were not favorable. So Raheem scratches him from the Bills game, and it's just been a downhill slope ever since.
Well, what's he wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4? I don't know where they got him really listed at the depth chart. But
Yeah, 3.
yeah, so I mean, I don't want to say it's a big loss, but it's definitely like one that you're kind of like, what happened there? I didn't see a story on it, and I didn't really look for a story. I just saw the quick headline, and I was at work, didn't have time to click on it or anything. But I just was kind of having an open conversation if you knew what happened there. But I got you.
Yeah. Here, I can actually. Yeah. I'll look more into that and see what it is. But that's where it started from. So
Fair enough. I would say we
but
can move on. We don't got to dive into it or nothing. But
yeah, but the Falcons, man.
look like the Falcons. It's the typical Falcons, dude. It really looks like that, and I hate to
Yeah.
say that, but yeah, it doesn't look
We'll
great.
see. It's only week 7. There's still 11 more weeks of this thing, so plenty of time to get it figured out. But
I'll say this real quick before we hop off the Falcons. The last 2 weeks are a prime example why I absolutely hate local radio sports talk. And I know this is probably a hot take for most. The last 2 weeks, though, the exact reason. Last Tuesday, the guys listen to the sports radio in the warehouse at work. All they're talking about is how great the Falcons are, and they're going to make a playoff run, and watch out Baker, and they look so good against the Bills, and da-da-da-da-da. And now they're over here like, pity is me. Oh, we suck. The typical Falcon. I hate that shit, dude. Like, I get if you're talking about one team for a week straight every single day, you kind of run out of things to talk about. But it's just like they're so high and low and high and low and high and low. And I hate that, dude. Oh, I hate it.
I don't think that's an Atlanta thing, though. I think you're pretty much going to see that anywhere.
Right. Yes, I agree. But I'm just
we're a
saying.
team you expect to be competitive.
Yeah. I mean, it's just with us living in Metro Atlanta. It's like I
Fair
know,
enough.
like Austin, for example, talks about he likes listening to 92.9 The Game, and I'm just like, I can't do. Even with the Braves, it's all sports.
I listen to it a lot, honestly. I enjoy it personally.
Dude, it drives me insane. But hey, more power to you.
But on to the final 2 games of the week. Rams excuse me, I saw Jared Goff and said Rams. The Lions. I know, right? Lions get a big win, dominate. They have a depleted secondary. The Tampa Bay has a depleted receiving room, and the Lions, pull it out. Jahmyr Gibbs has a huge game, breaks it open with that big touchdown, and really they never looked back from there. Troy had, I think, 4 sacks on Baker, and he's been, probably the best player in the league this year. And this was the one time he kind of looked human, if you will.
Yeah.
So it was really hate, I guess, depending on which side of it, you hate to see that, but any Tampa Bay loss is good for me. So, I mean, I'll take it any day of the week. But God, another team that's just so well coached. Like they're bought in. Like that's what you see with the Lions to me is buy-in more than anything. Is that they're bought into the system. They trust their coach. They would go to war for their coach. Great talent. Um, and you see the coordinators leave. There's virtually no drop off. So yeah, I think these guys are going to end up winning the North again. And could this be the year they make the Super Bowl run? I don't know. But they're showing obviously that's their goal.
Yeah. Honestly, there's no other team I would like to see in the Super Bowl more than the Lions. There's no other team I would like to see win a Super Bowl than the Lions. I love Dan Campbell. I know I've said this numerous times on the podcast, and Tripp's gonna love it, but I love Dan Campbell, dude. I believe in everything in them lines. Like Dan Campbell has it where I might line up and try to meet Derrick Henry in a gap, and my ass will get murdered. But guess what? Dan Campbell just got that in him. He's just got people believing. He got me believing. You know, I just fell in love with Dan Campbell at Hard Knocks. He's on the Pat McAfee show every now and then back in the day. So, like, I just fell in love with that guy. I don't want to say this is Jahmyr Gibbs coming out party because he's had multiple of these
Yeah,
games.
I didn't mean it like welcome to the league. I mean, he just had a big game.
Oh, I wasn't touching on anything you were saying. I was just
If
rambling.
I did say that, I didn't mean that. But
I don't think you did. I was just more so – I was just speaking. It had nothing to do with anything you said. I don't want to say it's a coming out party, though, because he's had multiple of these games, but I don't know what else to call it. Another huge game, I guess, would be the best way to say it. Gibbs goes for 136 on the ground. Yes, he had the big 70-something yarder, 78-yarder, but he also has 82 in the air. So it's like that dude can ball. And I know a lot of people say Montgomery needs more touches, but – and, I mean, I think Montgomery is great. Nothing against him, but he has 13 carries for only 21 yards in this game. And then you look at Gibbs, he's got 136 on 17 carries. So – Gibbs looked phenomenal. The Lions defense looked phenomenal. I know I said it last week on the pod. I thought it was I picked the Lions because I thought the Bucks were due for a game to get humbled a little bit because they were riding so high. I still believe in the Bucks, but Mike Evans out, dude, that's a big loss. That is and you already got Bucky Irvin who's missed 2 weeks in a row. Because I think that's what was missing most about this team for Tampa this week. Mike Evans going out and they don't have a running attack right now. That's two things I think that really kind of deflated them. So, with that being said, Tez Johnson, dude, he jumped right in. Like, he's had a great 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah,
maybe not great, but solid 2-3 weeks in a row now. So it's nice to see these young guys step up for Tampa. But at what point does that not work anymore for me? You know, because the more tape on these guys, you're in the league, you're in the NFL. You got to hope Chris Godwin comes back. Hopefully Mike Evans comes back sooner than possible. I do think Emeka's fine. I think he's going to ball out regardless. He's going to probably win Offensive Player of the Year or Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I think he's solid, but they got to figure something out on the ground, I think. Rashad White, I don't know if he's the answer. Bucky Irvin probably is, but he's got to get healthy. But still bought in on the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, this means nothing with their season. They're going to be fine.
I agree.
Especially if they play in a terrible division, as much as that pains me to say.
Yeah. So what was you laughing about? What was you giggling about over
there? So
if it's nothing to do with this, it's good.
Yeah, I got messages in my top left corner, and it was something funny.
No, you're good. All right.
Yeah.
We keep it moving.
So, but last game, I was asleep for this one, so I'm not going to pretend like I did. Dude, listen, you know me. I've been a Lakers fan for so long. I love the Lakers. I wish when I would have picked a team out when I was a child that I would have understood what time zones are. I tried to watch the Lakers game last night, bro. First quarter, out.
Yeah.
I'm not being a Hawks fan this year, per se, but I'm following the Hawks like I would follow the Lakers because I can watch them every day for the most part. But sorry, neither here nor there. What time is it for Houston? I mean, Seattle obviously is a good team. I mean, the NFC West may be the best division of football this year. They had 3 teams who were 5-2. But we were wondering if CJ Stroud was going to have that bounce back year. Has not had it. The whole offense has struggled, and they're really struggling. I mean, they're really struggling to get off their feet. And this division, you've got a team in the Colts, a team who is going to be competitive for the wild card spot in Jacksonville. Um, and they're seeing themselves kind of be at the bottom tier of this conference with or of this division with Tennessee. So
I'll go
it's
ahead
kind
and
of
say
how
this. I'm with you. Theoretically, in my head, I'm like a 7 o'clock Monday night game and a 10 o'clock Monday night. I mean, this is awesome, dude. We got football all night. Like, we don't got to wait till 8:20 for a kickoff. We got a 7 o'clock game, a 10 o'clock. I was out. I couldn't tell you one thing that happened in this game.
I was
But
out. OUT.
one thing I can tell you that happened is Texans proved me wrong. And by wrong, I mean I picked these guys to win a division, and that shit ain't happening. It's over with. It ain't happening, dude. I don't got no faith in these
They're
boys.
so bad.
I was thinking, Chubb, you got Joe Mixon coming back, them splitting carries, CJ has a bounce back year. None of that's happening. And also, one thing I did see on this is Cooper Kupp's interception was insane. I do remember that actually. I don't know if I'd woke up and seen that or what, but I do remember seeing that play. I
I
don't
did see
know.
that.
I don't know how I seen it. Maybe it was an Instagram highlight or something like that, but I do remember seeing that and be like, "What the hell?"
He's doing his best Tua impersonation.
One thing that bugs me like crazy, which shout out to the Seahawks because I love seeing a balanced offense of running and passing. Even if it's not working, I love to try to keep it balanced and keep a defense honest. Throwing the ball 49 times and rushing at 17 from Houston in this game bugs me. I don't like. I always
That's
make fun of
ugly.
Dak for throwing around
Nah,
50 times a game, but this is why it bugs me. Like, I hate seeing a quarterback who throws the ball 50 times and only hands it off 15. Like, I don't know why. Maybe I'm a minority in that, but I don't know, dude. Have a more balanced attack. Keep the defense on their toes. That's just maybe
yeah.
I'm wrong for thinking like that, but I always hate looking at an NFL box score and seeing 50 passes for 15 rushes. And I mean, in a game where, like, say you get down double scores in the first quarter, or like 3 possessions, whatever, like, I could see you're playing from behind, so you have more of an urgency to pass the ball. But this game was kind of back and forth the whole time, it seems. So it's like, I mean, they went down 14-0, but then it's 14-6 at halftime. So it's like, I don't know. I don't get the whole throw the ball 50 times and only run it for 17. It's just, I'm not a fan of that. But like I said,
Well,
I didn't really
clearly
watch
they've got some identity and philosophy things to figure out, without a doubt.
it. Yeah.
So well, you got anything else for that game? I think I'm good.
Nah, I would say I just that's one thing that stuck out when I looked at the box score real quick. But yeah, we can go into picking tomorrow night's game, which
Yeah, let's
I
go
think
ahead.
will be a good one.
Let's pick a prop. So Logan and I we're gonna start
Oh,
at least any time that we do this. We're gonna pick the Thursday night game, and if it's just him and I. Um, so let's see. I'm looking here right now. I'm gonna take.
you got mine.
I hope it's not mine. I'm taking Justin Jefferson over 80 and a
Oh.
half.
Ooh, I don't want to take mine anymore. I was going Jordan Addison over 54.5 is what I was going to say.
Well, I spoke first, and you got to pick somebody from the Chargers anyway. So,
Yeah, that's fair. You screwed me on this one, but that's fair. Dang, you just took the wind out of my sails, brother. Give me Keenan Allen over 48.5.
Keenan Allen over 48.5. Okay. All right, I'm riding. Let me
And what
find
did
him.
you have? Jefferson was what? Over 80.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
we'll ride on that. That 3.5, kind of like last week, little 3.5 action. Keenan Allen's had a good year so far, so I'm going to bet on that to keep happening. I almost
all
went
right.
Lad there, 56.5, but I'm going to ride Keenan.
Well, there we go. So we're taking those two for the Monday night. Now for the weekend, I'm taking Jamar Chase over 88.5 passing or receiving yards against the Jets. I think it's a surefire game for him to have another big night.
Yeah, I was going to go Darts passing touchdowns is 0.5. I'm going over. What are we talking about?
Okay,
I think 0.5 is crazy for any quarterback, to be honest. What did you say yours was again? Sorry, I was trying to find mine again. I was trying to make sure that changed.
Jamar Chase over on yards. We could up the ante. Do we want to go Jackson or who do they play Philly?
It was Jamar Chase. One more time, sorry.
Over yards.
90.5?
Mine's I think it's like 89.5, something like that.
Okay, close enough.
And
then Tripp had sent his. Graham never sent his, so we'll just ride with 3 on this. Tripp had sent over Penix 217.5, which I like that line.
Yeah, especially against Miami. And Penix is
that's very low for Miami. That was insane.
Yeah. Well, do we want to up the ante on Jackson Dart and move into 1.5 touchdowns?
Let's stick with the 3 for right here. Let's go 0.5.
All
right.
Well,
Penix is actually 214.5. Hey, Tua is 201.5. I want to smash that under so bad it's not even funny.
Oh,
201.5, dude, for Tua against our defense.
Oh, what are you thinking? Do we throw that in there?
How much does it change the odds? Let's see. Dude, it almost doubles it. It goes from 4.6 to 8.7 for me.
Mine goes to 9. Let's do it. Hey, let's ride.
Hey, bro. Dude, I might bet 20 on this. The one that scares me is Jamar Chase. I'm going to be honest. Jamar Chase is the only one that really scares me on this one.
The guy who just had 140 receiving yards?
Exactly. That's why I'm scared. He just had a huge game. 90.5 is a lot of yards, bro. It is Chase. Who are they playing?
The Jets.
Yeah, I'm betting 20 on this to win 174. Run me.
All right, let's do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and submit that.
All
we'll
right.
post these
so
lineups.
Higher Penix, lower to a higher. That's for yards on both of those.
Yeah.
Higher on receiving yards for Jamar Chase, and then we're higher on 0.5 touchdowns passing for Jackson Dart.
So hopefully you'll follow that, and we'll win. We'll all win some money.
Because that's a big winnings, and it seems too easy. Vegas knows better. We're about to get duped.
Yeah, something's gonna happen. To a legacy game. Okay. Well, real quick, let's just go through these picks real quick. We don't have to spend a ton of time on them. I'm gonna just run through them. So of course we get the primetime games. All right, Minnesota, LA. LA's at home, 3.5-point favorite. I'm gonna roll. Give me the Chargers on this one.
I am rolling Minnesota because I think Minnesota needs it more. I think Minnesota at 3-3, they really need a win. I don't know how much I trust Carson Wentz. I just feel like Minnesota needs a win, and I trust Kevin O'Connell. And there's nothing against Harbaugh or the Chargers. I think they're a good team, great coach over there. But I just think Minnesota needs it. Something in me just says Minnesota. I don't really have a real answer.
Fair enough. All right. Let's look at
Falcons.
Yep, Falcons. I'm taking it. I'm taking the Falcons. I'm not even.
Y'all just saw what we did on underdogs. That's how much we believe in them Dolphins. We took lower on their quarterback and over on our confidence. Yeah, I mean, we got excited about it too.
Nothing will.
Yeah. So yeah, Falcons. I don't think we need to spend time on that one much more than that.
Yeah. Okay. Graham isn't on here, but I put I was gonna do the Jets and the Bengals. Yeah, it's just Flacco, the Jets are just gonna have to. I'm gonna pick against the Jets until they win. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it.
Especially because they're talking about, or no, they already said I believe in Tyrod Taylor, but benching Justin Fields after just paying him already is insane.
Yeah,
but yeah, Bengals.
So, okay, let's see. Green Bay at Pittsburgh. The return of Aaron Rodgers' revenge game, or Jordan Love revenge game against Aaron Rodgers, who said, he felt like he didn't treat him super well, whatever the case may be. I like Aaron Rodgers in those games where I think he's got the chip on his shoulder, like the Jordan "I took that personally" meme. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Green Bay's a 3.5-point favorite, but I think the Packers get it done. That defense is gonna, or excuse me, the Steelers are gonna get it done. But that defense, especially getting carved up by Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
got to figure something out defensively. But yeah, give me
I
the Steelers.
agree. I'm going Steelers as well. Terrible towels are going to be flinging in abundance here, rolling, whatever they call that little towel whip. I don't know.
Flying.
Terrible towels are going to be out, and I think Aaron Rodgers goes like 4 tuds, dude. Something in me just thinks Aaron Rodgers goes berserk. Kind of like you're saying, that revenge game, chip on my shoulder. I still got it. Discount double checks back, baby. I think we get an MVP caliber performance by him right here.
Yes, for sure.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Micah Parsons puts him on his back 3 times like Parsons did last week. Who knows? But I love Aaron Rodgers. Everybody who's ever seen this show at this point should know that.
All right, final game. Washington at KC on Monday night. Jaden Daniels is out. I don't think there's any more need to go to it than that. I'm not taking a Marcus Mariota-led Washington against really anybody, but especially the likes of the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorite. I think they're about to roll.
Yeah. I saw 12.5-point favorite. I was like, that's a high favorite. I didn't realize Jaden Daniels already was out, guaranteed. This is one of those games where you would love to see something flexed here. I'll be honest. This for a Monday night game is a snooze fest, it seems, knowing that Daniels is out. But on top of that, not a lot of good games this week.
Just about to say that. Not the biggest slate you could ask for.
I mean, I'll be honest, dude. There's only really 2 games where it's like, I would like, or 3 that I would say I want to watch. Steelers and Green Bay looks like it'd be a good game. Philly and Giants after the Giants and Philly game last time, I'm interested in, but it seems like Philly might blow them out this time just to remind them we run this division kind of thing. And then Dallas and Denver, I think, could be a good game. But other than those 3 games, I'm not a good slate this week.
So we'll see. Well, Logan, you got anything else, man?
I do not. It's been a pleasure, brothers. Always fun
As
running
always,
2-man
man.
with you.
That's right. We just beat the Magic 4-1.
Hey, man, brother. Dwight Howard's career is about to take a downfall. You're welcome.
Oh, buddy. If you only knew. So, guys, we'll post our picks on here. Last week, if you followed, you would have won some money. So we're 2 for 3 right now. I'm really kind of scared about this Tua line, but after how we've been playing, especially against last week, we'll see.
Hey, he could have a short leash.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
A chain legacy game, but either way, guys, appreciate you being here. Follow us if you want.
Not only are we 2 of 3 on bets, the 1 week we lost, we were 1 leg away. 1 leg away. We had 3 or 4 hit that week.
And that was a leg that had hit constant. Like that was the only week that line has not hit. Daniel Jones.
Yeah, literally. So not saying we're the guys to listen to for placing your money places, but just want to throw that little nugget. He's right. We're 2 of 3, but the one we lost, we were real close.
So, well, guys, as always, appreciate you. We'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.